Hello again, and welcome to What's Up Universe for Friday, March the 3rd. It is a 3-3 day in the universe. Now, I love how numerology, how astrology, how the guidance of the angels and our connection to the other side all intertwine and merge together in order to help us, of course, to live our very best possible life. But first and foremost, the energy today, wow, it had me up and happening today at quite early. I think, if it was springtime here in Canada, I would definitely be up before the birds. It would go out without saying. I'd have all the worms by this point in time. It was a really, obviously, it was a very early morning for me. But where the generally is, I mean, I generally am stirred and I really rise pretty early in order to catch in my meditation and to take that sacred morning ritual that is so important for me in terms of my well-being, the mental, emotional, physical, as well as spiritual well-being. And that really is a big piece of where we're sitting as we come into March of 2023. So not only is it 3-3 today, we are in this energy now that is really bolstering us and really beginning to help to change what is the way that we've been thinking, how we've been feeling, what we've been doing. It's all a part of this intertwined approach in helping us, as I said, to move forward positively in our life. Now, 3-3, 3 is my number. I always get guidance in repetition 3 times over. I was, when I registered my vehicle, I was like automatically given 333 on the license plate. I have 3 kiddos. 3 has always been repetition for me. And this morning, I actually woke up at 3 o'clock and 3:33, and by 4:03, I was out of bed, and by 5:33, I had my coffee in hand. So 3 has been showing up a lot for me already today. And again, the stirrings, the vibration, which is all about communication. It's all about expression of joy, of enthusiasm, of optimism. But more importantly, 3 symbolizes increase and expansion. And so this is a day here where we are moving into greater expansion or expression of our purpose, greater expression and expansion of our mediumistic abilities, greater expansion in terms of our manifesting capabilities as well. So there's a lot of energy here within as this comes forward in really helping us to have the clarity, to have the inspiration, the ability to take action towards the things that we really love, we desire, and really trusting the intuition, really trusting the inner wisdom that is deeper inside of us, of course, and taking the action steps in order to move forward, getting organized, getting structured, getting our game plan, in order. And of course, there's a lot of that coming in from that Virgo moon that's going to be happening, into early of next week as well. But here right now, these energies are all about path and purpose, our mission, in this lifetime, from the soul's perspective, and giving this bolstering of optimism and enthusiasm for us. So here again, it's like always the reassurance of the divine at hand. That's really what 3-3 represents. The angels are with us. It's time for us to jump in, to trust ourselves, trust in our abilities, our gifts, and even, those things that really feel like risky for us, where we're the invitations, really trusting in the universe to care for us, to direct us, guide us, and catch us, of course, as we jump forward into following what is our path, our purpose, those things that we really crave or desire. There's a real big hit, and I spoke about this last week in terms of our creativity. That's really what the 3-3 is opening up as well. There's a portal of open where, again, not only divine communication taking place, increase of our our connectivity to the unseen worlds is really of this high frequency vibration, but also happening to helping us to really become creative in terms of, or greater expressions of creativity. Now, if you're not someone who really feels you're artistic or creative or anything, I mean, this is your week. This is your week to try something. Get out. It doesn't matter if you have an adult coloring book and you sit down and color, if you look at rearranging the furniture in your home, anything to begin to allow those creative juices to begin to flow. Now, for many people, of course, as we are tuned into the spirit world and tuned into the divine, that creativity can also come in many other different forms as well. So again, whether that be through writing, through our art, through dance, there's many different ways in which we can express our creativity, but there's a real invitation here for us to begin to open, because to open up to other possibilities becomes, let's open up to do some things we've never done before. Now, what's also beautiful as we sit here, when we look at this being a 3-3 day, it also is the awareness of that when we look at it being March 3rd of, so the third day of the third month of 2023, when we look at that from numerology, again, this is setting the place of adding it all together, it really comes into the number 4. Now, 4, of course, is all about, the vibrations of organization, of patience, of being of service, of also in terms of mastery, and trusting. Again, trust is really big under the 4. The inner wisdom, our integrity, the heightened consciousness, all of that. But more importantly, it is also the number of the and vibration of the divine, be supporting, encouraging, enabling us to be able to find the strength, the endurance, so to speak, the diligence, the structure, in order to help and work with us to take our highest intentions for our life, to establish some of the foundations and help us to really move forward on our path and focused on purpose as well. So again, this is beautiful because we're being shown, okay, we've got all of this divine energy that's helping and bolstering us. This is all about manifestation. It's all about planting seeds and then knowing that the divine is in support of everything that we're looking to achieve and accomplish and become within our life as well. Now, what's also, as I said, we've got this full moon happening in Virgo here early next week. So this is also going to help us to get organized, to become practical, to begin to take some positive and concrete steps forward. Now, it doesn't matter, how small of step we begin to take. It's just we are looking at not only our goals and aspirations, but enacting upon the change that we'd like to be in the world, or the changes that maybe we've been procrastinating in our life. I talked lots even last week about procrastination, but this is the energy that's really saying it's time to move beyond that. It's time to stop denying our truth. It's time to begin to express ourselves more authentically and fully. We're being encouraged to do it and to follow the yearnings or callings of the things that we would love to be doing with our lives, and enacting upon the necessary change that needs to happen in order to make manifest the very things we're looking to bring forward into form. Now, as we come into the weekend, it's also important as we are being prepared, right? We're moving into this full moon, which of course is always about healing. We have some encouragement with that, thanks to Chiron in these next few days as well. So we're also in a place of where, again, maybe some of our wounds of the past, now past life, current life, this is all, karma, all of that is interplaying at could be playing at a conscious level or even at the unconscious level. All of that helping, of course, to make way for the new that we're looking to create, for the change that we're looking to become for our lives and for, and in service. So all of that is helping us along as well. But here under this energy, just know that these are going to be the first few days as we're coming in. You might be feeling a little bit off. You might be feeling a little bit emotional. That's not uncommon. The energy right now, because March has such big shifts that are happening for us, and there's like a brand new cycle of life that is looking to bloom and to come forward, where as we're moving through this, it's shifting us into new states of being. And in order to go into new states of being and open new doors and experience new possibilities and manifest the change we're looking to be in the world, we're also shifting and closing out of the old as well. So this means that it's not unusual, as I said, to feel a little bit emotional right now, maybe a little bit scattered, a little bit maybe even stressed or frazzled, in some way. Again, what are the antidotes for that? Really being able to stay centered, to find your breath, to be able to trust and in moving forward in greater faith and greater assurance, again, simply because of those connections that we have to help us to stay forthright, true, and in integrity in terms of our life and our very being. Now, with it, again, as I said, this also allows for us to begin to, as doors close and we're closing things down. This is where Chiron comes in, because we're needing a little bit of medicine here. We're needing healing. We're needing to, take care of ourselves, to let go, to make space for what is to come. And in order for us to be in harmony with the energies of the moon and later on in the month, in terms of some of the real bolstering and fuel, so to speak, that's being sparked for us, we need to let go of the weights that we've been carrying. And of course, you hear me talk time and time again how our wounds, our pains, our grief, our sorrows, our angst, our frustrations, our stress, all of those things that we carry as human beings are all things that actually create congestion in the veil. So it actually makes it harder for us to be able to receive the clear guidance and direction from the unseen world. So the more that we heal and the more that we take care of our energy, the more that, and our vibration. And it's not that we always need to be in a high vibration. I think that's been often misconstrued, that we only need to be in a high vibration in order to communicate with the other side. Simply not true. We just need to be in a healthy vibration for us, whatever that is, regulated within our frequency. And so here again, we're going to be coming into these next few days where in the busyness of everything and the creativity and the inspiration that we're having, there's also time where, as it's peaking, we're beginning to release, we're healing, there's karma that's being cleared. There are lessons and learnings that we've gathered through difficulties in our life and challenges that need to be forgiven, need to be released, and so that we can fully move into presence with more fulfillment of what is our expressed purpose in this lifetime, more authentic expressed purpose in this lifetime. And this also comes with knowing that, okay, a little bit of emotional highs and lows here over these next few days. Our emotional body is being activated, it's being triggered, not only because full moons bring us into greater connection with the other side. It's like heightened energy times for communication with the spirit world happen at full moon, but it's also the emotional body which helps to raise within the frequency for that connection between worlds to take place. So with it also means that our emotional body is going to be triggered. So it's really important over this next few days, and as we move into this week, is really just kind of being extra gentle with ourselves, making sure that we are resting if we feel like we need to rest, that we are honoring whatever it is that we're going through. Feeling how we need to feel right now becomes really important, knowing that as we're feeling it, it's only temporary as this bigger healing is taking place, as the karma's clearing, as the past lives are being reconciled, as we're moving forward, then even through conscious choice to reconcile, forgive, and move, in our own life here too. Now, again, you've heard me say time and time again that forgiveness is not something that we do for other people. This is about simply something we do for ourselves, but more importantly, this is about just solely forgiving ourselves. That we just look at the ways in which maybe we've been, overcritical of ourselves. Maybe we've been blocking or stilting our own happiness in some way. Maybe we've been unkind to ourselves through our thoughts and our lack of trust, or maybe even just times where we've been frustrated, frustrated because we've received guidance and maybe things didn't go according to what we had hoped or the ideals that we had in mind based on the guidance we received. So it's just time, to begin to reconcile, to let ourselves off the hook here a little bit, really acknowledge and nurture this little human that we are, and knowing that this is a part of our learning. This is a part of the wisdom. This is a part of what it is our soul is here to experience in this lifetime as well. So these energies really are inviting us, self-care, self-care, self-care. We hear, you hear me say that time and time again. The more that we can take care of ourselves through these highs and lows of energy. Now, really high vibrational time, when energies get high, it causes us within this very human to kind of go low. And so we want to make sure we're nurturing that little one inside of us, the one who needs care, the one who needs attention, the one who's hurting, the one who's frustrated, and just really loving ourselves through these next few days. So doing anything we can to stay centered, which again, the invitations, you might find rest and stillness and quiet are quintessential for you as you move through this weekend. That quietude is also what's going to help to fuel creativity. It's what is going to actually bolster the productivity over the next, over this next phase of energy as this full moon kind of has its way with us. So just give yourself the space, the time of whatever is necessary for you to navigate these next few days in taking care of yourself. Now, here again, when we look at karmic ties are being cleared and healed, of course, you heard me talk last week, the Saturn is moving into Pisces, and Saturn, of course, being the king of karma, but not karma in detrimental ways. This is again why we're going through so much depth of healing right now as well, because so much those karmic ties, the connection to those previous lifetimes, the things that have held us back or have been even stilting or interrupting our ability to fully move in and express ourselves within our truest self in this lifetime. All of that's being, cleared away, which is so beautiful because it's positioning us now to be able to move into fulfilling what is that deeper call inside of us. And that's again where, as I said, we're going to get structured and we're going to get organized. We're going to start to make some headway in terms of our projects and our greater aspirations, the things that we're looking to achieve in this lifetime. But more importantly, I want to go back to this quietude that of our invitation, because this is where we're beginning to experience more of ourself as a spiritual being. We don't deny our humanity. We can't ever deny our humanity. We need to allow for our very human to take form and have its temper tantrums and to have its sorrows and its wounds and its hurts, because all of that are things that, kind of crack us open, allow for more light to come in, allow for more love to come in. That's where that self-forgiveness is such an important piece here over this next phase, because the more that we can forgive ourselves, the more that we can let go of what no longer serves. And you hear that all the time. I was sharing with my Evolve membership group last night that, how the Buddhists say that letting go is the greatest gift that we can actually give ourselves, because it makes space for more light. It makes space for more love. It makes space for the joy and for the well-being that we're seeking or craving. And so again, this, just be reflective of this over these next few days. How is it that not only can you create more space within your heart and in your life for what you're looking to manifest. But in doing that, bringing more light through allows for for us as the spiritual empaths and as the compassionate healers of the world to be able to allow for more light to be blessed upon others too. So everything we do for ourselves, if we really understand, as we, this isn't in selfishness that we need quiet and alone. Our empathic nature craves that solitude and stillness, but it's also an understanding that what we're doing in caring for ourselves, our self-care, our attention to our three basic spiritual needs of hydration and nutrition and exercise, allowing for us to have healthy energy within our own self and our own environments, are the very things that do help to let more light in support of other people. How can we contribute really becomes a big question that we always are in asking of. And how do we contribute is we allow for the best of that we possibly can, the best of our love, the best of our light, the best of our vibration to continue to be offered into the world. So again, you're going to see that we're wrapping things up, things are coming in. You might even, if you are someone who owns and operates a business, there may be things changing within the structure of the business in terms of the services you offered, how you've been offering your services, the invitations of what you can do differently than what you've maybe done in the past. So there's a lot that we're reflecting on here and enacting upon some of these changes, and that stillness and the solitude and the allowing for the feelings and just being in our bodies and being in our physical life over these next few days are the very things that are going to bring the clarity and help us to make sense of those steps and how to move forward with positive momentum. Now, what also is beautiful is that as we come into this, this healing energy, there's also lots of fire in this. And that's really when I go back to when I talk about this being the number 4 today, from numerology, what I shared at the start, because the 4 brings in a balance of all of the elements, which is so great. The air, earth, fire, and water. It's also bringing in the balance of what we could say the sacred directions of north, south, east, and west. So what's really great here is we are being held in a balanced cocoon, so to speak, where we're able to, under this energy, really surrender and allow ourselves, to give up the things we've been hanging on to, the pains, the troubles, etc., the stories, the traumas, the tragedies of things, so that we can be more present and full of that light, and more present and full of expressing what is purpose, based on the various and diverse ways in which we can do that. But what's beautiful about this is that there is an energy of fire within this. Even though the Virgo full moon, we look at it being in the earth element, there is an energy here that is all about courage. It's all about strength. It's all about the divine feminine, and allowing us to, which is increasing intuition, which is increasing the connection to the other side, which is actually allowing for us to express and explore our woo-woo and these unseen realms, which again, where we go into solitude and stillness and quietude, give us opportunity to connect. So the invitation here, again, this is for stillness over these next, honor how you feel. Things are going to be coming up, but you're going to be getting a lot of downloads, a lot of direction, and a lot of connection with the other side over this next week as well. What is also really important, again, as we know and understand that anytime the emotional body begins to be triggered, now again, we've got our own wounds that are healing, we've got our own stuff that we're releasing, but to also know that full moons can be very triggering for the collective as well. So this is where we always need to be super conscientious of ourselves as the heightened sensitivity, the heightened empath, because our our container of absorption can get very, very full very, very quickly. So here as well, ensuring that you're taking care of your energetic needs. You're doing your space and energy clearings. You're releasing non-beneficial energies from your own auric field and vibration, that instead of contracting and meeting drama where drama lands, really being able to hold space to expand and to give yourself that place where you can become more of an observer, where you can respond to the things that are taking place and happening and out of reaction of it. Because to always remember, each and every one of us, whether we are on an awakening path or not, we're all going through deep, deep soul healing through this current of energy. So we want to create space and we want to create presence to allow everyone to kind of, go through whatever it is they need to go through without judgment. Now, this without judgment thing is really hard for us as human beings, because we judge positive and we judge negative. But I think it's always about just being centered and being able to hold space for, regardless of what other people, are doing, how they're reacting, what we think they should be doing, and just really paying attention to what's going on in our little universe, in our little world, because that's actually where our power, so to speak, is found. This is what allows us to go with the flow. It is what allows us to kind of move forward in terms of what is more focused path and purpose, but also giving us that ever presence of what we seek, of the peace, of the ease in our lives. And it's definitely not found in the drama. So as you see or witness drama coming up over these next few days, just hold space, to really try to come into a place. If you were going to judge anything, we're going to judge the awakening of saying, oh my gosh, look at how positive this is, because there's a wake up that's taking place. Now, with this fire energy, with this balancing of the elements that's taking place, as we move into this full moon, of course, Saturn doing its thing, we also hear understanding that we are these invitations to explore our imagination, to know that all of our soul senses, all of those psychic senses are really going to be amplified over this next little while. So things are going to be stimulated. So anything you can do to, as I said, your space and energy clearings, releasing non-beneficial energies, but anything you can do to bring some alignment within your energy centers here as well is what's going to stimulate more joy and more purposeful feeling within you too. So this is, you're going to just to really pay attention to everything that is energy, recognize everything as energy. The other piece of it, because we are so heightened in connection and communication through this wave of energy, because there's so much clarity that's going to be coming forward, I would really encourage you to do some journaling, spend some time doing some automatic writing over this next week. You might also, and automatic writing, can even be sometimes even just doodling and things like that, where we begin to get symbols and ideas just simply from the pen moving across paper. You might also recognize that, through this wave of energy, that your dream states are very heightened, and maybe you even have like bizarre dreams that are taking place or happening. And remember that dreams are not linear, just like mediumship is not linear. Dreams are not linear either. So it's not just black and white in terms of what's happening in the dream, but always seeking, where does the light land in the dream? Because where the light lands is where the message is. So again, just know that our dream states are going to be heightened. Our emotional body is heightened. Our connection to the other side is heightened. Our soul senses and receptivity is heightened. Our purpose is getting heightened. I mean, it's going to be the lack of work. I mean, we are up leveling big time through this next week and through this month. So just take care of yourself over these next few days. Make sure you're doing and caring for yourself in the best possible way, and make space for others to go through whatever they're going through. And the more we love ourselves through, the more we love others through this week, the easier it's going to be for all of us. So anyway, that is my little spiel for today, for Friday here on What's Up Universe. I really am so grateful to have the opportunity to talk with you, and I'm wishing you a best energy week ahead. The kinder, more loving, more gentle, more attentive that we can be to our self-care and our well-being, the greater that we're going to flow and ride the waves of the intense energy of change, of transformation, and as of becoming. So I wish you well in all of that.